Hi, I'm Peter Haddock and I'm here at Bauma on the Hexagon Geosystems stand with their CEO, Henning. Henning, great to talk to you today. The big word on the stand is shaping construction.
Absolutely.
And there are lots of opportunities and challenges in the construction industry. That's what I wanted to initially talk to you about. You're here at Bauma, the biggest show on earth, lots of people around the stand and lots of businesses within the Hexagon business that are doing exactly that. Tell me about, first of all, the challenges that you see with our industry, and then we'll go on to the opportunities.
First of all, great to meet you, Peter. First time for me. I guess the big challenges of our customers haven't changed in the last year. So it's all about productivity. We look at tight budgets. We talk about talent shortage, shorter project time frames. That's clearly one of the key priorities. Then we have sustainability, cutting fuel emissions, cutting waste. And it's about safety. Our industry is still the one with the largest number of deaths.
Yep.
And we should and we can do something about it. And alongside of all of those, there's digitalization, which is the mean to actually address all of those challenges. And yes, our industry most probably is challenged by different protocols, a large variety of stakeholders and the like. But also when you go around the fair, you can clearly see that the industry is stepping up and also collaborating strongly to address that.
And I think you said that really interesting word, collaboration. So what I've seen today is the collaboration between you and OEMs in that space, but also collaboration when you talk about how systems come together. So I actually spent some time with one of your dealers in Germany that's actually used your sensor chains to create a scanning solution as well that enables them to really, really accelerate everything as part of that process. Collaboration is key because you can't do it on your own, can you?
No, absolutely. Absolutely. We talk a lot about bringing data to work.
Yep.
We talk about how to leverage all the vast data that's around. And in order to address that and make the physical and the digital worlds combining, you need to collaborate across technical interfaces and company interfaces.
Yep.
So that we can really drive better outcomes for our customers.
Now, we see there's some of the brands that are here. We see AGTEK, Bricsys, Leica Geosystems, OxBlue, Xwatch. Really, Hexagon has pulled together a lot of different companies that are specialists in their field,
yes,
and then blended that across the offering, haven't you? How is that working for you as a business, and how is it helping the customers?
Well, ultimately, what we want to do is to support our customers in what matters most to them. And that also drove the acquisition of many of those companies around the core of Leica, but then expanding into different personas and addressing a wider range of the customers' demands, right?
Yeah, and one of those sort of things that I'm really excited about is we've got things like this whole line of opportunity. So with AGTEK, people are winning work. With AGTEK, they've got a 3D model. They put it then into Leica Geosystems 3D machine control, which now has 3D collision avoidance from Xwatch.
Exactly.
But the team at Bricsys are actually creating all of the 3D models in the point cloud with the surveying data and the reality capture. So it's just mind-boggling how that all comes together. So I guess the opportunities are there. And how do you see the education process going for that person in the field that may be a little bit nervous about digitalization?
Well, I think there's two tasks we have as an industry. One is we need to ensure that we can transform the technology available into products which are easy to use, which make it accessible to many of our customers. And I think there's great examples like AGTEK Reveal, which actually utilizes AI without exposing the back of it, in order to help customers identify objects in point clouds and then focus on their real work, which is estimation. And the second task I believe we have, and that's something I'm personally also quite excited about, is to win people for our industry, to win young talent, because we definitely have a talent shortage, but looking at the opportunities we have, the ability to actually drive digitalization and bring it finally into construction and drive better outcomes, I think that's a fantastic opportunity, and that's what I'm looking forward to contribute to.
Yeah, so really that is exciting for me as well, folks, because come on, you look outside here of Bauma, the biggest machines in the world, the coolest operator stations. I've just sat in one. It feels like I'm in a comfy armchair. And people are getting good money. They're getting good career opportunities as well. And I think all we've got to do is just push them over the edge and give them that exposure that Bauma and other shows have to our industry. And if we can drive that talent through, that talent brings new ideas.
Absolutely.
And also they're digital natives, aren't they? They expect a tablet to be in the machine. They expect it to be touchscreen.
Yeah, and you can actually transform technology into real tangible impact which address the big themes of our times, right? With sustainability, with safety, with ultimately also productivity in construction.
Sustainability, big word. I talked to one of your sustainability team earlier, and we're talking about the revolution element to Hexagon, which is not just around construction, it's the wider business as well. And so how does that fit in, and why is that important to you?
I guess sustainability is one of the key aspirations for everyone in the whole construction industry, because we need to deliver. Construction is still one of the biggest producers of CO2. And I think along the whole chain, there's so many opportunities to actually reduce waste, reduce emissions by making data more accessible along the whole chain. So reducing waste and also reducing fuel. And that's the key theme for our collaboration with many of our customers, to talk about what's the biggest lever that we can jointly pull. And yeah, as I said, in many ways, it's all about data. It's all about connecting systems to actually allow for this efficiency to kick in.
And I think for me, it's all about getting things right first before you even get machines onto site and things like that as well, by designing out the waste on a job site, and when designing in things like ecology on the job site as well. So we're at Bauma, one of the greatest shows on earth, and the one thing that I think is really, really important is how we get people talking to people again. And that is really critical to a show like this, isn't it? And it's critical to how you deliver on your sustainability, but also on the productivity elements. So what are the things that excite you about the people in the business and also the people in construction?
Well, as said, I think the big theme for many of us is actually how can we jointly drive progress. And as much as everyone needs to be professional in his or her business, the only way to really have sustainable and strong impact is actually to drive collaboration. We see it in digitalization. We talk a lot about how to integrate. We talk a lot about also driving standardization forward. And it's also about this intimacy of at the interface to your customer, to really know what's the outcome you're driving, to be most effective in actually supporting. And you've read about many of the partnerships we actually announced before the fair and also during the fair. And I think that's a sign of us actually engaging in this and trying to do our utmost to actually help our customers.
And that, Henning, is a good place for us to say, we're shaping construction.
Absolutely.
And it's great to talk to you, and it's great to see the passion that you've got for the business, but also to understand the opportunities that are out there, folks. Digitalization is here. We've just got to make it simple and easy for everyone to look at. Great to meet you.
Thank you.